Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Bakersfield College Renegade Virtual Fitness. I'm Casey Babcock, and we are at Golf Course Studios down in downtown Bakersfield. We're going to finish up our week with a nice Friday flow. Just getting that stretching in, kind of recovering the body from this week's workouts. I know Bianca's put you through a lot. So we're going to get some nice stretching and find that flow. So grab that water, grab that mat, come meet me down on the ground, and we'll get started here. We're going to start ourselves out in that child's pose, resting onto the knees. The knees spread wide, bringing the toes together. We're going to drop the hips back, extending the hands forward. We're going to let the stomach rest between the knees. As we relax that spine and neck, dropping the forehead to the mat. We're going to take a few minutes here, just allowing the body to rest before we get started with this flow. Taking some time, gathering our breath. Finding that soft inhale in through the nose. That controlled exhale out. As we exhale out, allowing the hips to sink a little further back. Gathering our breath, holding that child's pose. Taking a final strong inhale in. That controlled exhale out. We're going to stretch those palms forward, looking forward to the thumbs. We're going to shift the weight, bringing ourselves forward, dropping the hips down to the mat, dropping that chest. The tops of the feet are flat on that mat. Finding the palms resting at the sides of the ribs. We want to keep the elbows tight, finding a slight lift in the chest. Lifting that top rib, finding our low cobra. We're going to take a hold. Lowering that chest back down. Finding that breath. Pushing ourselves back up, lifting that chest and just that top rib, taking that low cobra. And dropping back down. Final time, lifting the chest and top ribs, taking that low cobra. We're going to fully extend those arms out, finding that full cobra. Holding the core tight, driving the hips back, finding our tabletop. We want to align the joints, having the knees under the hips, those palms planted under the shoulders. We're going to drive weight from that thumb through that pointer finger, driving it down into that mat. Taking 3 breaths here. the left palm planted, we're going to lift that right palm up to the sky, looking up. Taking that right hand, we're going to thread it under that left arm, dropping that right shoulder down to the mat as we shift the hips back and slide the left hand forward. We're letting the center of the head rest on the mat. Opening up that third eye. We're going to turn the head over towards that right side, looking over that right shoulder. Allowing that right shoulder to drive deeper into the mat. Sliding that left palm back towards the chest, pushing it to the ground. We're going to bring that right arm back up, looking up. Plant that right palm. Finding that opposite side, driving through that right palm into the mat. We're going to inhale that left arm up, looking up. Exhaling it down under that right arm, threading it under, dropping that left shoulder, sliding that right palm forward as the hips set back. Letting the center of the head rest on the mat. Looking over towards that left side now. Driving that left shoulder into the mat. Sliding that right palm back towards the chest, driving it to the earth, inhaling that left arm up, looking up. Landing that palm on the mat, realigning our tabletop with that neutral spine, shoulders over wrists. We're going to extend that right leg out, planting the ball of that right foot deeply into that ground. We're just going to slowly drive that heel back, engaging the back of the leg, that calf up into that hamstring. Two more breaths. And we draw that right knee back in under the hips. Extending that left foot out, planting the ball of the foot. We're going to drive that heel back. Feeling that weight through that thumb and the palm. It's the ball of the foot, traveling through that calf. Two more breaths. Drawing that left knee in. We're going to get it again on that right side, extending that right foot, planting the ball of the foot, driving the heel back, pushing through the palms into the mat. Resetting that right knee under the hips. The left foot out for a final time. Driving through the ball of the foot, driving through the palms. Engage that left leg. And we reset that left knee. Ensuring the knees are under hips, the palms under shoulders. With the neutral spine, we're going to drop that spine down, lifting up our head and tail, pulling the chin high. Lifting the spine, driving it to cat, ensuring those shoulders are over wrists as we press them to the earth. Arching the back, the shoulders are rolled forward. And again, we find that head and tail, dropping the spine, lifting the chin. Rolling the shoulders forward, finding our cat. One final time, head and tail. And the final cat. Rolling the shoulders under, driving into that mat, really pressing into that earth, finding that arch in the back. Bringing that spine to neutral. From this neutral position, we're going to extend that right leg, flexing the foot, keeping that heel at hip level, driving through our back wall. With the weight pressed through the right palm, we're going to lift that left palm forward, thumb facing up. We're going to inhale that elbow to knee. Exhale and drive them out. And again, elbow to knee. Drive it out. Again, elbow to knee. Driving out. Let's get two more. Elbow to knee. Drive that heel out. One more. And drive it out. Planting that left palm and that right knee. We're going to find that same movement, that opposite side, extending the right foot. The foot is flexed, toes pointing towards the body. Extending the right arm, the palm, that palm's facing in, that thumbs up. Remembering our breath, we inhale that knee to elbow. Exhale, drive it out. And again. Drive it out. Again. Push it out. Two more. Drive it out. One more. Find that strongest breath. Drive it out. Planting that right palm. Dropping that left knee back into that tabletop. We're curling under our back toes now. Lifting the knees, we drive the hips back. Finding our first downward dog today. Pedal the heels out. Loosening up the body. Find the slight bend in the knee as we drive the heels back. Now to find a little more movement, we're going to push both heels back into that downward dog. Bringing up that right foot to hip level, that foot's flexed. Holding for 3 breaths. Swinging that right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're going to keep that right palm planted as we lift that left hand to the sky. Planting the left palm. We're going to push that foot back into our downward dog. Bringing the left foot up, the foot is flexed, it's hip level. Swinging it to the outside of that left hand. Pushing through that left, we raise that right to the sky. Planting that right palm. Pushing our left foot back into our downward. And again, kick up that right foot. This time, bringing that right knee to that right elbow. Pushing back. Now bringing that right knee to center body. Pushing back. Now right knee finding cross body, left elbow. Pushing back. Swinging that right foot. Back to those hands. Finding that low runner. Driving through that heel. We can raise the arms up. Finding our crescent lunge. Landing our hands on the mat. Bringing that right foot back to downward. We'll find that same flow, that opposite side. That left foot comes up. Left knee, left elbow. Drive it back. Center chest. And back. Right elbow. And back. Bringing it all the way through. Finding low runner. And we push into crescent. Landing our hands back to our downward dog. Right leg up. Back to right elbow. Drive it back. Center chest. And back. Cross body. And back. Swinging it all the way through. Low runner. Pushing into our crescent. Landing our hands, downward dog. Left foot up. Left elbow. Drive it back. Center body. Back. Right elbow cross body. And back. Swinging all the way through. Low runner. Pushing into crescent. Landing the hands. Downward dog. Hold that downward dog. Gathering a breath. We're going to get it one more time. That same movement. Right foot up. Right elbow. Center body. Left elbow. Bring it all the way through. Finding runner. Into crescent. Landing the hands. Downward dog. Last side. Left foot up. Left elbow. Center body. Cross body. Swing it through. Up into crescent. Pushing through the ball of that right foot. We're going to push that foot forward. Bringing ourselves to the front of the mat. Palms together. Drawing to prayer at the center chest. And we release, grabbing water if you need. We're about 20 minutes in. We're going to fall into some warrior poses. Finding into that salutation B. Just finding a few holds. You want to come to the front of the mat, bringing those big toes together. We find that gap between the heels, knees as close as we can. We're going to bend the knees, dropping the hips back, looking down at the toes. You should see them in front of the knees. We're going to inhale both arms up, finding that Utkatasana chair. Drawing the hands to prayer. We're going to lower the hips down, turning our prayer towards the right, bringing that left elbow over that right knee, trying to draw those thumbs to that center chest. Bringing that prayer to center. Twisting towards the left, right elbow, left knee. Draw those thumbs to center chest. 5 breaths. Drawing prayer to center. We're going to extend the torso up. Dropping the palms into mountain. We inhale the arms up. Stretching the fingers high. We exhale and forward fold. Reaching for that mat. Straightening the spine, finding our halfway lift. Keeping that neck straight. We can plant the hands on the mat, step or hop back, finding that high plank. Dropping the chest down, elbows tight, flipping the toes under. We're finding cobra. We're in that upward dog. Curling the toes under, driving the hips into downward dog. Landing that left foot, we're going to kick up that right and we hold. One more breath. Swinging it through the hands, turning out that back foot to a 45. We come to our warrior one. That weight's driven through the blade of that left foot, pushing into that mat. Knees over ankle, not in front. Turning warrior one left, finding our warrior two. Dropping that right elbow on the knee, extending that left arm over the head. Back into our warrior two. Wrapping that left arm, raising the right into reverse. Holding that reverse. Pushing the weight through that right heel, we're going to extend that left leg. Finding that triangle reverse. Exhaling that right palm to that right shin, lifting that left hand up. Bending the right knee, shifting into our warrior one. Planting the hands, we find our vinyasa, taking it down, upward dog. Downward dog. Our left foot comes up and we hold. Swinging it through the hands, turning out that back foot. Warrior one. Remembering the weights driven through that blade of the foot. Left knee over left ankle. Turning right into warrior two. Dropping the left elbow over left knee, extending that right arm. Back to warrior two. Wrapping the right arm, extending the left into our reverse. Pushing through the heel, extending that left leg. Dropping the left palm to left shin, lifting that right. As we bend the knee, turning to warrior one. Landing the hands, finding that vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. From downward dog, bending the knees, hop or step forward. We can find our halfway lift. Elongate the neck. Forward fold. Inhaling the arms up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Landing our hands, we step or hop into plank, taking it down, vinyasa upward dog. We're going to find 3 of these, downward dog. Bringing the ears between those biceps, chest close to the knees. Bend the knees, hop or step forward. Finding our halfway lift. Forward fold. We can inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Landing the hands, finding our plank. Vinyasa down, upward dog. Remembering the elbows tight on the body. Downward dog. Bending the knees, hop or step forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale it up. We've got one more. Exhale, fold. Halfway. Planting our hands, we find our plank. Vinyasa down. Upward dog. Downward dog. Holding that downward dog. Bending the knees, hop or step forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. With the palms in front of the feet. We're going to crawl these palms towards that right side, keeping the hips forward, looking towards that right shoulder. Crawling those hands back towards center. Let's take them to the left. Back to center. Finding a halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhaling the arms up. Palms together. Keeping those hips locked in. We're going to hinge at that torso. Dropping those fingers towards that right side, elongating that left torso. it back to center. Taking it towards that left. Elongate that left side or right side. Back to center. Exhaling the arms down. Finding some balance. We're going to have this left foot planted. That weight driven through that left heel. Finding a focus item on the wall, keeping our eyes there. We're going to bring those right toes. That right heel next to the leg. We're going to slowly bring that right foot up into that leg, finding our tree. We don't want that foot over that knee, either below or above. Opening the palms if you can. Inhaling the arms up. Finding that hold, keeping that focus item. Holding that balance, that left foot, that left arm stays up. We're going to drop this left, letting just the finger rest on that knee, finding our willow. Exhaling that right arm up, letting that right foot come down. Shaking out those legs, keeping the arms up. We're now driving that weight through that right foot, coming up onto the left toes. We're going to slide that foot up the body, drawing that knee out, finding that opposite tree. Keep the eyes focused, control the breath, keeping that right arm up. We're going to drop that finger, that left knee, finding our willow. I lift the left arm up, sliding that left foot down, spreading the heels, bringing the palms to prayer. We're going to bring the heels towards the edge of the mat, finding a slow drop into a squat. Let's begin to take it down. Keeping the shoulders pulled back. Get down and we hold. Keeping that hold, releasing prayer, planting the palms on the knees. We're going to bring that right shoulder inward towards that left knee. We're looking over that left shoulder. Back to center. Opposite side, looking towards the right. Drawing that left in. Back to center. Releasing the palms behind the heels. We're going to drop those hips back. Extending those legs. We can shake and roll out the hips, grabbing some water. Got about 10 more minutes. We're going to spread the heels, the outside of that mat. We're going to draw that left flat of the foot into that right inner thigh, that left knee, out to that left side. Opening the palms, we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhaling all the way to the left, planting the palms on the left side of that mat. Looking over the left shoulder. Now bending the left elbow, lowering the shoulder down. We hold that halfway. Slowly extending that left arm. We're going to crawl the hands, framing out that left knee. Shifting our weight from the shoulders into those palms. We can pick up that right leg, extending it all the way back and behind. The hips are in line over that left ankle. Coming up onto the fingertips, lifting that chest. That right leg is nice and straight, the top of the foot flat. We're going to take an extended hold through this pigeon, crawling the hands forward, dropping the chest, relaxing the spine, allowing those hips to pull open. We can take the chest all the way to the mat, resting the head down. We're going to hold this pose for about 15 breaths. Lifting the forehead, we're going to crawl the hands back, lifting that chest up. Curling under the right toes, drawing the hips up. Extend that left leg out. Rotating our hips right, we drop to the left, swinging those feet back around. Finding that opposite side, drawing the flat of that right foot to that left inner thigh. That right knee extends out the right side. Opening the palms and hug the arms up. Exhaling all the way to the right, planting those palms on the right of that mat. We're going to bend that right elbow, dropping that shoulder down at that halfway, finding a hold. Extending that right arm. Crawling the hands, framing up that right knee. We're going to shift our weight into the palms, bringing that left foot back. One side's going to feel a little different. Coming up onto the fingertips, lifting the chest and chin. Be taking that extended hold again, walking the hands forward, dropping the chest as low as we can. Gonna find about 15 breaths. Letting the head rest if it can reach. Lifting the head. We're going to crawl the hands back. Lifting that chest back up. We're going to push the hips off to the right side. Bringing those feet back around. Ourselves seated, bringing the flats of the feet together. Knees are butterflied out. Drawing them in as close to the body as we can. We're going to wrap the hands around those feet. We're going to find that cat-cow variation from the seated position. So driving the feet down, lifting the chin. Straightening that spine, pulling the shoulders back. Now softening that grasp, pulling the knees towards the body, bringing the chin, pulling the shoulders forward. Pushing out, pushing the shoulders and chin back. Pulling in, pulling that chest and chin in. One more, driving out, shoulders and chin back. Final time, drawing in. And we can release those feet, driving the feet out. We're going to lay the torso all the way back. Drawing the knees up towards that chest, wrapping the arms around. Find a slight rock, right to left, forward and back. Allowing that lower back to be on the mat. Now finding that 90-degree angle, knees right above hips, the feet are flexed. Holding that flex. We're going to keep that left leg engaged, bringing that right ankle over that left knee, wrapping the hands around that thigh, drawing it towards the chest. Lifting those shoulders off the mat. Releasing the thigh, dropping the shoulders back, dropping that left toe. We're going to drop these feet over to the left side of the hips, keeping the shoulders planted, looking upward. Finding that soft twist. Lifting back into center, unlocking those legs. We're going to overlap that left knee, wrapping the hands around that thigh, drawing it into the body. Releasing the thigh, dropping the shoulders. We're going to drop those feet over to the right side. Finding that opposite twist, keeping the shoulders on the mat. Back into that center. We're going to unlock the legs, drawing those heels for a final movement, close to those hips. We're going to slowly raise those hips up towards the sky, bringing the hands underneath the hips, interlocking the fingers, and we're going to hold for 15 breaths. Releasing the hands, letting the palms rest on the side. We're going to slowly lower the hips down to the mat as we begin that entrance into our Savasana. Once the hips are down, we slide the feet forward, allowing the body to rest. Taking that Savasana, whatever position's comfortable. Just allowing the mind to only focus on the breath. Allowing thoughts to come and go. Getting that focus of the breath. Finding our soft breath. It's that natural inhale in. Exhale out. Letting the body control the pace of the breath. As we feel the breath energizing the body, allowing ourselves to be filled with that sense of gratitude. Like gratitude for the breath we take, for the opportunity at today, the chance of a new tomorrow. As the body becomes energized with that breath, we're going to begin finding some movement through the fingers and through the toes. Awakening and bringing awareness back to the body. Finding rotation of the wrists and the ankles. Feeling the life grow through the legs, the thighs, spine, shoulders, up the arms, through the neck. When you're ready, bringing yourselves to that seated position, we'll find our close for today. Finding ourselves seated, the hands over the knees, feeling that last sense of gratitude from this class, allowing it to carry us through this weekend, knowing every action we take, every word we speak is fueled with gratitude, fueled with love, finds compassion. Finding a deep inhale in through the nose, holding that breath, exhaling out. Bringing the hands to prayer at the center chest. Thank you guys for joining me, finishing this Friday with me, finding your flow, finding that movement, a little bit of rest. Stay strong, stay positive. We'll see you all again Monday. Namaste.